Hello, good morning everyone. So this time I'm going to continue my video about how to avoid domestic violence here in South Korea. So 2000, when I came to Korea 2007, I observed the differences or the cultures and traditions between Filipinos and the Koreans. And I wrote it one by one in my book. And now when I finished it, it was 2012. I didn't publish yet because I didn't have enough budget, but I wrote it in my ebook online. So the title of my book is 100 Reasons Why Philippines and South Korea are Different. So the reason why we have some problems in our home, the quarrel between the husband and wife, because we have differences. We have these cultures, we have these traditions, we have this belief that we have in ourselves because the way we grown up and the place where we grown up. Same with the Koreans too. So like first in Philippines, we are using Filipino or Tagalog as our national language. But since Philippines is an archipelago, we have 7,107 islands. So in different islands, we have different languages. So before it was only 172 different languages, but this time we are now in 187 languages. Before we can say it's dialects, but this time it's already languages because they have different meaning, and there are lots of foreigners coming in our country, and they're using their language also and become more bigger and bigger. But in Philippines we have our 12 major languages. The most common used, and one is Filipino or Tagalog and Cebuano. But here in South Korea, they only have one language. It is Hangul or Korean language. So we as a wife of the Korean husband, or you as the husband of the Korean wives, you must know how to speak Korean. Communication is very important. The misunderstanding, it really gives quarrels and problems in our home. So communication is very important. We should know how to speak Korean, and not just only once, 1 year or 2 years we study. We must continuously study Korean language for us to understand more deeper on their languages, and at the same time their cultures and traditions. Second, Filipinos, we usually eat salty and oily food, but we have different areas, different islands, so maybe some is not, but it's common. Usually the foreigners describe our food salty and oily because of the weather maybe, or our location. And South Korea or Korean people, they usually eat hot and spicy. So especially during winter time, they usually eat very hot and spicy. Third, in cleaning the house, especially in the floor, Filipinos were using foot. That you're gonna get a piece of cloth and we're gonna use our foot to wipe on it, to clean it. But in Korea, we need to get a piece of cloth by our hands, and we're gonna wipe it very clean. And especially if you have, if you have the parents-in-law or the mother-in-law at home, you need to really clean very well. For this, talking about jewelry, in Philippines, when you buy jewelry in a cheaper price, you can sell it in a higher price because the value is getting higher. Or maybe it's not always, but somehow it's more. In South Korea, if you buy jewelry very expensive, but when you sell it, it's very cheap because the value is going down. But not maybe every day, but the value of the gold is changing, but usually. And the last one is when we eat, Filipinos were using hands or fork and spoon, but in Korea they're using chopstick. So there are some Koreans, if they see their husband or their wives using hands, they might yeah. So it's really getting weird for them. But for us also, it's practicing using chopstick is really hard. So before, when I use a chopstick, it's really hard and it falls down many times. So I've practiced very well, so now I can use chopsticks very well. But even when I came to Korea, when I met my husband, I can use chopsticks very well, and he really praised me that I can use chopstick well. So anyway.